This is Turkmenistan, one of the world's most mysterious and fascinating nations. It's a land of dazzling contradictions where the futuristic skyline of Ashgabat rises from the ancient sands of the Karakum Desert. A country of untamed beauty where the Karakum stretches endlessly, whispering stories of Silk Road traders and ancient empires. Where the Darvaza gas crater, a flaming pit in the heart of the earth, has burned for decades, earning its infamous name, the Gates of Hell. But beyond its landscapes, Turkmenistan is a nation governed by some of the world's most peculiar laws on the planet. In the capital, black cars are banned because white is considered lucky. If you want a dog, you can forget it because you can't own one in Ashgabat. And lip syncing is outlawed. This is a land unlike any other, a place where tradition, secrecy, and surreal modernity collide. Welcome to one of the world's most reclusive countries. Welcome to Turkmenistan. In this video, I will be showing you some more of Ashgabat, including that building behind me. It's just incredible. Look at that, biggest mosque in Central Asia. Right, welcome to what could be the final part of the video, because I'm about to get a haircut, and this guy is choosing the trim. Every single country in the world has been somewhat affected by war or displacement, and this is why I think travelling is so important. And then we start a long drive into the Turkmen desert. And I'm just having one of those moments tonight. This is just mental. I'm here in a traditional Turkmen building in the middle of Turkmenistan. You're miles away from any sort of civilization. Going to the Gates of Hell.
I've been told that they want to get rid of this. They don't care much what it is.
And crossing into country number 76 tomorrow, Uzbekistan. How much is this?
100,000, about £7.
Unbelievable. So if you missed last week's video and the algorithm has brought you here, hello, I'm Alfie. And yeah, basically last week I explored the incredible city of Ashgabat here in Turkmenistan. If you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend you pause this one and go and watch that, and then come back here to see the rest of this incredible city. So we're going to start this video by having a look around at Ashgabat and things that I haven't shown you and that I haven't seen, and then we're going to go on the long drive through the desert. Turkmenistan is actually 70% desert, which I didn't even realise, so there is going to be a lot of desert to see. But first of all, we are here at the second largest mosque in Central Asia, so let's have a look around. I don't think for political reasons we can actually film inside, but we'll try. Look at that. So up until 2 years ago, this was actually the largest mosque in Central Asia. Kyrgyzstan have beaten that, but they've cheated because they put a load of seating outside. I'm here with fellow content creator Daniel Pinto, desolate Travels, who's making our fantastic guide filming for a TikTok. This mosque can hold up to 10,000 people, which is just amazing. If you are interested in coming to Turkmenistan yourself, wait until the end of this video. I will tell you all the details about how to apply, because you cannot enter this country without an invitation from the government. So I'll be telling you how you can do that and the best contact to use, so stay tuned for that. This is honestly one of the most remarkable places I've ever been in. Like, it's so hard to believe that it's real. It's one of those times where it's really hard to believe just actually where you are. Turkmenistan has its flaws, but aesthetics isn't one of them. This is remarkable. I mean, I'm filming myself, and look, the shot behind me is just incredible. Look at that, actually. Hello, that's me. And then that's the biggest mosque in Central Asia. Just a ridiculous place. Welcome to the Memorial Centre here in Ashgabat. This marks the Battle of Russia. So basically a little bit of a Turkmen history lesson. Turkmen was actually part of the Soviet Union. It broke free as one of the last countries to break free from the Soviet Union in November 1991. Most of the other countries split from the Soviet Union in sort of August or September, and Turkmenistan was one of the final ones to break up because they didn't want to basically have egg on their face if the Soviet Union didn't collapse in the way that it did. Turkmenistan became independent and part of the Soviet Union in 1924, which means that it was held under captivity for a very, very long long time. It was part of the Russian Union before that, and then obviously became part of the Soviet Union, heading through the Cold War, etc. It's kind of hard to comprehend just how big the Soviet Union actually was. It was also part of the Mongol Republic under Genghis Khan in the 1300s. So Turkmenistan has been a very, very long, basically equipped nation by various different empires, which is now why they believe that they are the kings of neutrality. So Turkmenistan have a complete and utter insistence that their country will be totally neutral in any wars. They always abstain and things like that. And interestingly, the government tell the people that the restrictions that they have, the reason why they can only have white cars, and the reason why they can't wear an obsessive amount of makeup, and the reason why they can't do all these things and leave the country XYZ, is that this is the price that they pay for peace. This is the government's message that, look, we were taken over by the Mongols, we were taken over by the Russians, we were part of the Soviet Union, we will never let that happen again, but this is the price that you pay as citizens to make sure that we have that peace. We will never ever harm you as civilians, but you will be under our full control. And what is really interesting is that actually quite a lot of people in Turkmenistan don't particularly like the restrictions, but they're actually quite happy with the reality of peace. And I assume that's because a lot of these people's ancestors have lived through some really difficult times with the Soviet Union. You know, in the Soviet Union, people used to queue up all day for a loaf of bread and these kind of things. So I guess for them, peace is power. But it's certainly interesting coming here from a Western perspective, where you would argue that maybe we also have peace and, you know, the freedom to go on TikTok. But who knows when things might change. So yeah, there's your Turkmen history lesson. If you are still here and haven't fallen asleep through that equivalent of anaesthetic, then drop this video a like. Thank you. Let's move on. Sorry, I lied to you. This is not the end of the history lesson, because this is a really interesting monument. So this was from the Ashgabat earthquake in 1948. This happened at 1 o'clock in the morning on a random October evening and wiped out between 110,000 and 170,000 people. The entire city was basically completely wiped it out. They had to get messages in from Tashkent to order evacuation for the people who did survive, and the people who did survive genuinely thought that nuclear war had broken out just 3 years after the Second World War, which is what this monument is for. So we've got 3 different wars here. The Russian War, well, not wars, but there's the Russian War over there, the Second World War here, and then behind me here is the monument for the Ashgabat earthquake that took place in 1948. Just a kind of stark reminder that no matter kind of what the place you're in, that every place has, you know, terrible history, whether it be natural disasters or wars. Every single country in the world has been somewhat affected by war or displacement or any sort of matter of fact. And this is why I think travelling is so important, because we do only really get taught in the UK about, you know, the UK's history with world wars, which is obviously horrific in its own right, but some countries have had it a lot worse and perhaps don't get to tell the tale like we do. Right, welcome to what could be the final part of the video, because I'm about to get a haircut and this guy is choosing the trim. Oh god.
You're looking, are you? So that's what we're going for.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You can see it from the show.
No, I can't.
Behind, no?
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Bent over.
You are.
That was the most manly thing I've ever done.
Bent you over and rubbed your head. Beautiful. What do you think?
Cool.
You think you'll like it?
I know.
And that is what it's like to get a trim in the world's most
Strange country. Right, now that disaster is over and I literally look like a B-Tech Brazilian football player, we're moving on to the desert. Time to change cars, change guide, and then a new adventure. Give me that. It is time to say goodbye to our guide.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you. It was
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. Hey, man.
Thank you so much for everything.
This guy's a legend. Thank you, Morad.
Thank
That's our new guide.
New guide.
And that's the installation. We are now moving into a less kind of policed area of Turkmenistan, so hopefully some more freedom on shots and things like that should be good. Gonna get some sleep in the car and then we will head onwards to the desert. The outfit is kind of not popping, but it's time to move. A few hour drive and then we are in the desert. Right, it's very windy, but this is the first stop in our Turkmen desert adventure. We are at the water crater. It's a hole with a massive pool of water in. Have a look at this. After some more driving, we arrived at the gates of hell. Located deep in the heart of the Karakum Desert lies a burning pit of fire, a place so surreal it looks like a gateway to another world. This is the Darvaza gas crater, better known as the Gates of Hell. The story of this inferno begins in 1971, when Soviet geologists were searching for natural gas. What they found was a vast underground cavern filled with methane, but as they drilled, the ground beneath them collapsed, creating a massive crater that we see now. Realising the dangers of an uncontrolled methane leak, scientists made a drastic decision to set it on fire. They believed that it would burn out in a few years, but more than 50 years later, the flames still rage on, lighting up the desert night from that decision made decades ago. The Gates of Hell is now a bizarre tourist attraction, drawing adventurers from all over the world. The heat is intense and the air is thick with the scent of burning gas, and the sight is mesmerising.
I've been told that they want to get rid of this. They don't care about tourism here.
So what, they actually want to cover it up and
Yeah, they just don't want this to be a thing.
they can't?
I'm sure they got enough money to figure it out.
You actually do get a bit lightheaded by standing too close, it's mad. The thing is, right, you'd kind of look at this and go, that fire is so far away, but I'm walking round it now, and I'm not joking, it is boiling. Like, you can see that it's so hot. Sure, this is probably news to nobody, like I'm walking next to fire, but it looks so far away, yet it really is so close. Blimey, you just get, it's like walking into a barbecue. Just one giant barbecue. Jesus, blimey. It's madness. Darkness hath descended on the gates of hell. And with that, it will be time to go and check out our accommodation, have some dinner, and head to sleep before a long drive tomorrow up to the Uzbekistani border. If you are enjoying this video, drop it a like and subscribe. Those are my socials. So if you do want to see these trips as they happen, that is the place to go. Let me know in the comments where you think I should go next, as I'm starting to broaden out into these crazy places, starting with here, Turkmenistan. Just before we go to bed, just going to show you where we are. We're here in the Karakum Desert in a yurt this evening. This is what the camp looks like. I'm going to let Dan have a look inside first, and then I will follow him in and see what it looks like. Let's go. Oh, very cool. Oh. I think you're meant to take your shoes off, aren't you? This is the feast. How do I say thank you in Turkmen?
Sagbol.
Sagbol. Sagbol.
Spagbol.
Dan's fast asleep in the room next to me, and I'm still awake. I've just been gone for a little walk round, and I'm just having one of those moments tonight. I'm just like, this is just mental. I'm here in a traditional Turkmen building in the middle of Turkmenistan, one of the most reclusive countries on earth. We are miles away from any sort of civilization. There's the gates of hell 200 meters that way, burning, and has been burning for 57 years. It's just insane. I can't get my head around it. But yeah, so tomorrow we head to the Uzbek border. me and my new trim. Sadly, no shower, so I can't even have the post haircut shower that should sort it out. But heading to the Uzbek border tomorrow. Rough old roads apparently, so it's going to take about 6 hours to get there. Crossover, and then we're into a town called Nukus, and I will show you Uzbekistan. We'll be there for 3 days. If you're enjoying this video, drop it a like. I am really, really tired, so I'm going to go to bed in this little bed of mine. And yeah, I will see you in the morning. Bash! Good morning again from the desert. I came down here last night and just had one of them ones where a bit of a surreal moment, just kind of walking around the gates of hell. Been like, oh my days. And the sunrise this morning is stunning. The colours are incredible. Been incredibly lucky today to exist. Right, it is time to leave the gates of hell. 6-hour drive away to the border of Uzbekistan.
Okay, Alfie, talk us through this long travel day.
We've been in this car for 6 hours, and it's been 6 hours of this. Literally this non-stop. It's amazing because Ashgabat...
What is this, for the people that don't know?
I mean, hell. Oh yeah, I've got a gimbal, so you can't tell how outrageous this is. Ashgabat, lovely marble city, roads pristine as anything. You get 10 kilometers out, and it's like it's like driving through hell. So yeah, this has not been particularly pleasant. I think we're hopefully about half an hour away from the border now.
We still got a sightsee at the border town.
Right.
Travel creator after 2 days is fed up.
Yeah. Right, welcome to the border town of Konya. Here in Turkmenistan. We're going to have a quick look around. There's a bit of a situation in that you need to pay to have access to photos and videos.
Videos are more expensive.
Videos are more expensive than photos. So in ours and Daniel's wisdom, we've paid for one person to have photos, and then we're going to try and do everything sneakily. But
Where's my other crook?
depends how strict they are. If they're as strict as they act, then there might be no content here. Between the two of us, we're going to try and be sneaky, he says, as we both start. Right, so we're just kind of walking through the city here. 2 million people used to live here when Genghis Khan's Mongol Empire was, I guess, at its rifest. 2 million people, and then they just wiped it out in the 14th century. Where did they all go? Where did they all live? It's just empty space. With that brings the end of the Turkmenistan journey. We are now going to go to the border, and I'm going to show you some of Uzbekistan. I've got no idea how long this video is. If you're enjoying it, drop it a like. We're going to try and cross one of Turkmenistan's most remote borders. It's land border with Nukus in Uzbekistan. So yes, hopefully I can show you a little bit of Uzbekistan, and then next week we will be heading into another Soviet Union sleeper train. Oh, welcome to Uzbekistan. We need to get a taxi and some money. Get into town. Hello.
Yes, please. We don't have. We want a hotel. Cheap hotel. You have change for some $1?
Fair to say this went on for quite a while.
Can I pay $5.50 each?
Yeah, let's go. Let's just do it. Let's do it, bounce. Booked a £15 hotel. Well, guest house. Now we need to find it. I think it's this one here. I'm pretty sure. It also might not be.
And what's the plan for the rest of the day?
We're going to get some food, chill out for a bit, and then tomorrow we're going to explore. Explore! What are you doing?
Explore
Stop
what?
it, bro. Stop exploring my hairline.
Comment the word DNZH if you thought that was a good play from me.
Comment the word DNZH.
Anyway, I will pick this back up when we're in the hotel.
Welcome to Paris. This is what $20 gets you in Nukus, Uzbekistan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is what you get for $20 in Khiva.
Look at the hair, bruv. Terrible. Guten Morgen from Nukus here in Palakistan. Yeah, an autonomous region here in Uzbekistan. We've been around town. There's nothing here, so we're leaving. Going to Khiva in Uzbek. We'll have a look around there, and then a Soviet train across to Tashkent, but that won't be in this video. So we're going to try and find it'll probably be a shared taxi by the sound of things, hoping for a bus, but I don't think they exist going to Khiva, but we'll see. And see how much it costs, see what it's like, and then explore Khiva. How much is this?
100,000.
What's that in English?
About £7 £7.
Unbelievable. What country? Let's go. Let's roll. I don't even know why I find that funny. Hold on. He doesn't know where he's taking us.
Yeah, it's down somewhere.
Welcome to transporting Khiva. This is how you get about, apparently, in golf buggies. So this is the walled old city of Khiva here in Uzbekistan. Daniel's going to give you some facts when we go through it later. And yeah,
It was home to 12,000
I said later.
Caravanistani.
Sorry. Caravanistani.
Later.
Not now.
That was very Will Mackenzie. Later. Right, so this is a traditional Central Asian table. No chairs, just a raised, I guess, normally a block of wood, but this is just a brick wall. And then
Next to me?
you just sit down. Not really, no.
Is that weird?
I'm going to come and sit over here as far away as I possibly can. But you have got the menu, so... If you watched last week's Turkmenistan video, you will have seen me eat Turkmen plov. And this week, you're going to watch me eat Uzbek plov. Just become a food creator. This one is exactly the same, except it's got raisins. It's also beef. Might be one of my favourite dishes that I've had whilst travelling, yeah. I really like it. Also, just while I remember, obviously I started this video in Turkmenistan, which was like a very long time ago for me. There is going to be a number pop up on screen now. That is the number. If you do want to go to Turkmenistan, that is the contact that you want to hit up. It's Morad. He offers a whole range of tours across Ashgabat and obviously the Gates of Hell, and you can sometimes go to some other cities as well. So if you do want to go to Turkmenistan and get your letter of invitation, that's the man to go to. He was fantastic with us. We really, really enjoyed our time. So yeah, thank you, Morad. Okay, so welcome to Khiva, one of Uzbekistan's most popular tourist destinations at the moment. It was one of the biggest stops on the Silk Road from the Mongol Empire, which brought all of the Asian produce into the UK, and it connected the east to the west. We're currently walking through the historic old city, which has some of the tallest minarets and ancient architecture that you can find in the entire country. And this city was actually a very, very popular slave trade market until the 19th century. The Russians basically came and eradicated that when the Soviets took over Uzbekistan. The city is completely walled. It's a completely walled city. I believe in high season you actually have to pay to get in, but it's currently free for us because it's low season. There are tourist souvenir shops everywhere. It's a really, really fascinating place. I'm not a massively big kind of historical culture nerd or things like that, but Khiva really has taken my breath away. I think it's stunning. So if you are ever in Uzbekistan and you go to Tashkent and Samarkand and those places, make sure you stop at Khiva as well, because it's on the same night train road and it really, really is a breath of fresh air. So we're not actually normally a fan of tourism spots, but this is pretty cool because these are the old Soviet pins that I believe their soldiers used to get for service, and then this is a kind of big collection of old Soviet coins, and also there's some other Stan money in here. Shows all the coins from all the various stans. So at the top is Uzbek, then it's Kazakh, then it's Kyrgyz, then it's Turkmen, and then it's Tajik. And then this is all the old currency from the Soviet days. It's really, really interesting. One of the coolest tourism shops that I've seen just here on the streets of old Khiva. I'm going to bring this video to an end. It's been a long one through Turkmenistan, the gates of hell, crossing the border, and now finishing up here in Uzbekistan in Khiva. If you did enjoy this video, please drop it a like and subscribe. At the time of recording this video, we are super close to 10k, so I'm hoping that we can hit it. But if not, drop me a subscription so that I can get there. It's been an absolute pleasure filming this video. Turkmenistan is incredible. Remember to contact Morad if you do want to go and get that letter of invitation for yourself. I will see you next week. Next week, we will be taking the Uzbekistani train overnight from here in Khiva up to the capital, Tashkent. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you later.